And since you can imagine it, you can't say it's definitely a universal system. But you can say that it's likely true. Now, the problem with this, and the reason we talk about this, is because in the popular discourse and the way that the news media, popular culture promotes science and talks about science, there's a bit of a equivocation or a conflation of sorts with regards to the concepts. Whenever a report talks about experimental proof that something is or isn't harmful, it's not actually a proof in the strict sense of the word. What it is, it's scientists have examined a large number of people. Large sample, could be 5,000, could be 50,000, regardless of the number. But they've examined a large sample and they've discovered that substance X is not harmful. And so they report this, they publish this report, it gets picked up by the media, and then the media speaks about it as proof. It's not really a proof. In these 50,000 people, yeah, we've shown that it's not harmful. Then we've generalized to the rest of the population. Now, of course, this is the way that you'd want to do things, because just from a logistic perspective, you can't just go around testing over 7 billion people. But it's also not reasonable. Think about doing your blood work to examine yourself for having antibodies to a particular, let's say, disease, or if you're sick for something, and they do blood work for you. Do you want your doctor to drain all of your blood out of your system and look through all of it? Or they just take a sample and they say, okay, based on this sample, we can tell that you either have or don't have this particular illness. So it's better, if you want to be careful with your words when it comes to science, it's better to speak about good evidence or lack of evidence. You never speak about I've proven or I've disproven. You speak about I have not found evidence to support this claim, or I have some evidence to support this claim, or I have very good evidence to support this claim. Let's talk about the theory of evolution, for example. How do you speak about the theory of evolution? You never speak about the theory of evolution as I believe this to be an absolute fact. That is a very strong statement, because nobody's examined all of life on Earth, in the ocean, throughout history, and observed all of it to be able to come back and say, I've proven and it's a fact and it's absolutely like this. You speak with a little bit of scientific nuance and humility, and just speak about your own limitations in that sense, where you say, there is very good evidence that this theory represents a valid model that represents how the living world has actually come about. That's how you speak about it. But you don't say it absolutely is a fact like that. So this is a very important point to stress here. Very good evidence versus I've proven. Very difficult to say you've proven. And in fact, if you want to expose yourself in a scientific conference, in a science conference, use very strong words, and you will find people just jumping on your throat right away to show how you can't say I've proven.